Hello, Amy and Bella here. Thank you for joining us on another soggy adventure. We all know how it feels when someone new comes into your life, and you stop getting the love and attention you're used to. In this story, your little brother starts potty training and your parents are giving him all of their attention. It feels like they have forgotten about you. There's one thing your little brother does that gets your parents to shower him with extra attention. He has accidents. He never seems bothered by having wet or messy pants, and you start to wonder what it feels like to just let go whenever you feel the need. You're potty trained, though, and you wonder if your parents will be as understanding when a big kid has accidents. There's only one way to find out. Are you ready? Great, let's begin. Oh, sweetie, it looks like you've had another little accident. Your mommy says when she walks into the room and sees your little brother sitting there playing with his toys, with an obvious wet patch on his pants. He was just playing like nothing was wrong. It's like he didn't even notice he had wet his pants. Since he started potty training a couple months ago, your parents have been giving him so much attention. It's like they've forgotten all about you. They still tuck you in at night and do all the things they used to do, but it just feels different. Your mommy takes your little brother by the hand and walks him to the bathroom to get cleaned up. She tells him he's such a good boy for trying to stay dry. It doesn't look like he's trying very hard, though. He has at least one wetting accident every day, and he almost never poops in the potty like he's supposed to. You don't remember much about your own potty training, but you do remember trying really hard to make it in time whenever you felt the urge to go. There were lots of leaks and accidents, of course. It's expected of every child. However, you never sat there in pee-soaked pants pretending like you didn't just have an accident. You wanted to make your mommy and daddy proud. But now, as you watch your little brother getting all the attention, you start to feel left out. You wonder if maybe you could get some of that special attention too if you had an accident like your little brother. It's not like you actually want to wet yourself or anything, but the idea of getting extra attention from your parents does sound nice. The more you think about it, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Lots of kids resist potty training and continue to just go in their pants. Maybe it does feel good. Maybe it's the freedom of being able to just let go whenever you feel the urge. Or maybe the warm wetness spreading through your pants feels better than you remember. You were always too embarrassed to feel anything else. And what about going number 2? No one could ever tell when you had a messy accident until they got close enough to smell it. You could possibly get away with that a little longer if it did feel good. But if you don't like it at all, you can always bury your wet clothes in the dirty laundry and hope your mommy doesn't notice when she does everyone's clothes. There's only one way to find out. You decide to wet yourself in secret. Tonight, before you get in the shower, you can sit on the toilet and have a little accident to see how it feels. That night after dinner, you find yourself pacing back and forth in the bathroom. You're just wearing your underwear and holding yourself through the soft cotton fabric. You really have to go. This is the perfect way to see how wetting your pants would feel. It's not a complete wetting accident with a wet patch on your jeans, but it would be enough to decide if you want to go forward with the idea of having accidents and getting caught. Your heart is racing as you stand there looking at the toilet, legs tightly crossed. The shower is running and you can't stand here forever. Your parents will know something is up if you take too long. You take a seat on the toilet and look down between your legs. You are breathing heavily now, and the anticipation is exhilarating. It's now or never. You begin to relax, but nothing happens. This might be harder than you thought. Undoing these years of potty training might take a little more work. Even with the sound of the shower, you can't relax enough to let go. It feels strange to be purposely letting go through your underwear, even though you're sitting on the toilet. You stand up and pull your underwear down around your ankles and sit back down. You're finally able to let out a little stream, and you quickly stop the flow. You pull your underwear back up and try to relax again. After a few seconds of pushing, you see the first damp spot appear on the cotton between your legs. You gasp. It takes a few seconds of relaxing to get the stream going again, and this time you don't stop it. It feels so much better than you were prepared for. The relief is one thing, but the warm wetness spreading across your most sensitive area is like taking a cozy bubble bath. You can hear the soft tinkle of your pee trickling into the toilet as it runs through your underwear. Your bladder is finally empty, and you jump into the shower to rinse off. You can't believe you just did that. You wet yourself on purpose, and it felt really, really good. You still aren't sure if you want to go through with this, though. It's one thing to sit on the toilet and wet your underwear before your shower. It's entirely different to have a full-on accident in front of your parents for the attention. You decide to try it again the next day. Your parents are taking you and your little brother to the swimming pool. This will be the perfect opportunity to wet your bathing suit before you get into the pool. After all, it's supposed to get wet. It took forever to fall asleep that night. All you could think about was the feeling of peeing yourself before your shower, and the anticipation of doing it again the next day. You eventually fall asleep and dreamt about your potty accident. This time, however, you weren't sitting on the toilet. You were in the backyard playing with your toys, and you suddenly felt that warmth between your legs. You didn't even realize you needed to go until you were peeing your pants. You panicked when you looked down and saw the wet stains spreading down your thighs. There was no hiding what just happened. "Oh no, it looks like someone had a little accident," you hear your mommy say as she comes walking across the yard toward you. You are so embarrassed to have had a complete potty accident at your age. Your mommy just took you by the hand and led you into the bathroom to get cleaned up. After wiping you down with baby wipes, she suggests that you wear a pull-up under your clothes just in case you have another accident. Your cheeks are red with embarrassment, but you can't argue with her. You did just completely pee yourself a few minutes ago, and you didn't even realize you had to go until it was streaming down your legs. The next thing you hear is the sound of your alarm going off, and you realize it was a dream. You quickly check beneath the covers to make sure you didn't really have an accident, and you're relieved to find dry pajamas. The day flew by as you anxiously waited to go swimming, your excitement bubbling over as you think about what you're planning to do. You put on your bathing suit and sit nervously in the car, waiting for the urge to come. Your little brother is sitting next to you, excited about the pool and all the fun he's going to have. You try to focus on his laughter and not the pressure building in your bladder. The drive feels like an eternity, and you finally arrive at the community center. Your mommy claims a few lounge chairs and puts down all of your bags. You lie down on a lounge chair, sipping on your juice box, waiting for your bladder to fill. You didn't use the potty that morning, and you're getting pretty desperate now. You are trying to keep still so no one can tell how badly you have to go. You wonder if you should go to the showers and pee there, or just sit on the grass and do it. Or maybe you can sit on the edge of the pool and wet yourself before you get into the water. Either way, you have to make up your mind soon. You're getting really desperate now, and your parents will wonder why you aren't swimming with the other kids. You can't go sit on the grass for 2 minutes and then run to the pool. That will look too strange. You decide to go pee yourself in the shower. You walk to the locker room and go into the first shower stall. You slide the curtain closed behind you, and you're thankful there is no one else in there. You sit down with your bottom right over the drain, and you realize it's time to have another potty accident in your clothes. If it still feels good this time, you're going to have a real accident in front of your parents. Your heart is beating fast now as you try to relax. It's a lot easier this time. Maybe wetting yourself is just something you need to practice. You look down and watch the wet spot appear and spread across your bathing suit. The fabric is thinner, and you can see it streaming through and trickling down between your legs. You cut off the flow and stand up. It was hard to stop peeing once you started, and you're immediately able to start again. This feels very different from before. Instead of just warming up your sensitive area between your thighs, it runs down your legs and trickles off your feet. You can hear it tinkling down the drain now as your hot pee splatters on the cement below you. Your bladder is finally empty, and you give one last little push to make sure. Then you turn on the water and rinse yourself off. Walking back out to the pool area, your mommy asks why you went to take a shower. You told her you wanted to get used to the cold water, and she seemed okay with that answer. Kids think up the strangest things anyway, so she didn't question you any further. The rest of the day was a blur. Now you needed to plan your first real accident where your parents would catch you in wet pants. You made a mental list of all the ways you could pee your pants and have it seem like a real accident. You could wet your bed and say you had a pee dream. You could wait until you are in the car and stuck in traffic. Or you can wait until you're playing outside and wet yourself coming home from the park. You could blame the dirty restrooms at the park and say you tried to make it home in time. that last one sounds like the best plan. You can imagine the look on your parents' faces when they see you have completely soaked your pants while playing with your friends. But first, you'll have to make sure you're able to hold your pee long enough for the accident to seem plausible. This does mean that you might have to pee your pants in front of your friends, but that would help make it seem like a real accident. Hopefully, you can walk far enough from the park so your friends don't see you. The next day, you decide to drink lots of water all day so you can get desperate to pee as soon as the time is right. You go about your day, trying to keep busy and distract yourself from the growing pressure in your bladder. You make frequent trips to the toilet and let out just enough to ease the pressure. That afternoon, you meet up with your friends at the park and you're all running around playing tag. Running is the last thing your aching bladder wants to do, and after a few leaks, you decide it's time to head home. You make up an excuse and head home. It's only a 10-minute walk to get home, so you decide to wait until you get to the end of your street before letting go and soaking your pants. The 10-minute walk seems like it's taking forever, and you try not to do an obvious potty dance or grab yourself through your clothes. There is an obvious wet spot on your pants now, and whether or not you fully let go, your parents are going to see that you couldn't hold it. You wonder if you even need to completely pee your pants for this to work, or if your mommy would still take care of you with the wet spot that is already between your legs. Finally, you see your street in the distance, and you start to feel a mix of excitement and nervousness. You slow down your pace, taking deep breaths as you feel your bladder about to give in. The pressure is too much to bear, and as soon as you turn onto your street, you let go. You feel the warm liquid spreading quickly through your clothes, and a sense of relief washes over you. You're doing it. You're peeing your pants on purpose. The feeling is so naughty, but so thrilling at the same time. You push out the last drops of pee into your clothes and see two little puddles beneath your shoes. The wet stain goes all the way down both of your legs, and there is no denying that you just completely wet your pants. With a nervous sigh, you start walking again. As you reach your house, you see your parents sitting on the front porch chatting away about their day. Your heart beats faster as you get closer. The feeling of wetness between your legs is making you feel more vulnerable and exposed than ever before. There's no hiding what you've done. You have no choice but to walk right up to your parents in pee-soaked pants. You finally reach them, and they both look up at you, seeing your accident right away. You hang your head down, genuinely feeling embarrassed and ashamed about wetting your pants. You hear your daddy speak first. "Uh-oh, what happened, sweetie? Did you have an accident?" You feel so small in this moment. Your stomach is in knots. "I tried to hold it, but I had to go so bad," you manage to say with a squeak in your voice. "Why didn't you just use the toilets at the park?" your mommy asks. She sounds more concerned than angry. "They were really gross, and I didn't want to go in there," you say as you stand there at the front door. In a comforting voice, your mommy says, "It's okay, honey. Let's get you all cleaned up." As she takes your hand and walks you to the bathroom, she turns on the shower and tells you to get in the shower. You step into the hot water, with your wet clothes still on. She tells you to rinse off and then leave your clothes in the shower when you're done. She'll put them in the laundry in the morning. You feel guilty about staging an accident, but your heart feels so full knowing how much they love you. After your shower, your mommy had laid out your pajamas for you to change into. You hear her call your name, and you come out to the family room where she hands you a mug of hot chocolate and has your favorite movie ready to play. You curl up on the couch under a fuzzy blanket and fall asleep in her arms during the movie. The next morning, you wake up in your own bed and realize they must have carried you there after the movie. You have missed this kind of love and attention. It feels so good to be taken care of like this. You don't want it to stop. You decide to have another accident a few weeks later. It needs to be different this time. You start thinking of more ways to pee your pants without being suspicious. The excitement of the previous accident had faded, and you needed to feel that rush again. You knew it was time to try something new, and wetting the bed seemed like the next logical step. You choose a Friday night so you don't have to worry about going to school the next day. And if you stay up late, you can blame your wet sheets on being so tired you just didn't wake up when you needed to go. You drink some extra water around dinner time, and you skip going pee before you get into bed. You already have to go, but you want to go to sleep now so you can wake up during the night and have your accident. It's hard to fall asleep thinking about what you're going to do, but eventually you drift off to sleep. At some point in the night, you wake up feeling desperate. If you weren't planning to wet your pajamas, you might be seriously concerned about making it to the toilet completely dry. You don't have to worry about that tonight. You're about to wet your bed on purpose. At first, you feel guilty about peeing in your bed, but then you remember how much your parents doted on you after your accident at the park. You try to relax enough to pee, but it's hard to let go while you're lying down. You try lying on your side, but that doesn't help. Then you roll onto your back. After a few minutes of focusing, you feel the first warm little dribble leak out into your underwear. Your dribble turns into a stream, and before you realize it, you are completely wetting your bed. You let the warmth spread between your legs, and soon you feel your hot pee pooling around your bottom. It's like a warm hug around your most sensitive areas. The warm, wet feeling is heavenly. You are completely relaxed now, and you wish the feeling would never end, but soon your flow turns back into a little trickle, and then your bladder feels empty. You give one more little push, and the last warm spurt soaks into your soggy underwear. You want to lie there and savor the feeling of your pee-soaked sheets, but you're so relaxed you fall asleep almost immediately. The next morning, your mommy comes to wake you up for breakfast. As you wake up, you realize something is different, forgetting that you wet your bed last night. The look on your face must have given it away. Your mommy pulls back your covers and immediately sees the mess you made. "Oh no, sweetie," she said in a sweet, caring voice. "Did you have an accident in your sleep?" "I'm sorry, Mommy, I didn't mean to," you say shyly. "It's okay, little one. Accidents happen. You were probably so tired after staying up late last night that your body just didn't want to wake up," she says with a warm smile. "Go take a quick shower and get dressed. I'll take care of your bed after breakfast." She leans in and kisses you on the forehead and walks out of your room. This plan is working out so much better than you could have expected. Your parents don't even suspect that your accidents aren't actually accidents. After breakfast, you are already thinking about your next wedding accident, or maybe you should try messing your pants instead. You wonder how many more accidents you can have before your parents get concerned enough to take you to the doctor, or start wondering if these accidents are preventable. As you're thinking, you notice your little brother in the living room. You look up to see your mommy walk over and ask in a baby voice if he went potty in his pants. He just giggles, and your mommy reaches down to pat the front of his diaper, confirming that he did in fact already go potty. She picks him up and kisses him on the cheek as she carries him off to go get changed. This is your new goal. You need to get put back in diapers. We hoped you enjoyed part 1 of this soggy adventure. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss what happens in part 2. Will you make it back in diapers, or will your plan finally backfire? Let us know in the comments if you've ever had an accident on purpose and got away with it. What happened? Tell us all the details. Goodbye for now.